Coach Massi here from Massi-Machado Strength and Conditioning, M2 Speed, Strength and Performance, with another episode of Move Your Feet. And today we're going to have a continuation of a simple movement we put out there, a simple exercise last time called the toss across. And we're going to start to creep up that progression into what we call our load explode progressions, which is really a very, very awesome progression that winds up lending to agility, winds up lending to explosive power, winds up to really getting out of the hole, and it's great for athletes and clients alike. So we're going to call Maddie back in today, and he's going to help us to progress this. So we had a viewer write in last episode. She's working out of her car, and we went through the toss across movement, a multi-planar movement where you're braking and also working along all the planes of movement. We use it as a diagnostic, as an evaluation. So Maddie, just recap that real quick. The regular toss across, no band, no kettlebell, no anything, boom. Perfect. So there he is. He's reaching up. We like to call it the John Travolta. Tell the person to follow their finger up. Do that one more time, Maddie. Tell them to look up at their finger. Bang. And what we were looking for here was to make sure he wasn't sweeping across. He wasn't rotating into it. He wasn't sweeping out of it. But he was using his hinges and his levers, ankles, knees, and hips to get down, get through, and point up. So it's a pretty good diagnostic tool to see how somebody moves, and also that ground engagement, the ankle stability. You can actually take a look at what's going on with the hips, the knees, and see if they're bailing, if their foot's turning as they're coming up, if they can't quite get down, if they can't maintain ground engagement. It's a really good tool. So today, we're going to take that movement, we're going to start creeping up our progression, we're going to drop them onto a knee. So we now start to take a look at this. If you looked at some of my previous videos, you know I'm a really big stickler about inside-outside edges of the foot and how we utilize that in agility for directional changes. So we take the same thought of that movement and we put our hand on the outside of that toe, and this is the simple, no resistance, load explode. Go. And back. Good. And back. Good. Rest. So what can we say? We basically take a bound, we drop them down to a knee, right? Nothing insane at all. But as we continue to put some more speed into it, put some more distance, you can start to add those variables and make it a really good metabolic, a really good movement, and just a general exercise sort of set for even the baseline client. It's a no harm, no foul. So we like to progress that quickly, and that's when we get them right to the band. So the band is going to provide you with a little resistance. Now, is it a band? Does it decelerate at the end of range? Yes. Ideally, we love to do this on the Kaiser machine. We love to do it that way because you have that consistent resistance, and it gets you a really good idea where the person's at. But you know what? If you have a band, then they have to work harder. So that's cool with me because I'm not the guy doing it. So Maddie, show him what that looks like. Pop. And he's going to come up again. I'm going to tell him to go across his face. There you go. Don't worry about it. There you go. One more time. Push. And rest. Now, one of the elements you're going to look at too, so when he sets up, Maddie, set up again real quick, please. If you don't like them being too linear, and it's a sport where you would like them to have a little bit wider of a stance, that's cool. But as we continue to work down this progression, I'm going to tell you that we utilize this progression to make the testing better for our athletes. There are some technique fixes that come out of this, and if you continue to tune into these videos, we're going to walk up that chain in that progression. So this should look remotely familiar in comparison to the toss across, because we took that initial toss across movement, we dropped them on a knee, which is considered the progression here. We've added some resistance. And now, you know what, let's go right to the kettlebell. Let's take the little kettlebell. The young lady said she only had like a little kettlebell in her car also in the last episode. And, we're going to go bottoms up on this. So now I see Maddie rotated a little bit. He probably doesn't even realize it. So I'm going to tell him, drop your hip here. So drop that. There you go. Drop. Chest tall, dropping his hip. Now, go. Push. And then back. Good. And back. Good. Relax. When people get the kettlebell in their hand, for some reason, I don't know if it's just the neurological, neuromuscular connection, when they grip something that is hard and it requires a little management, they seem to go into rotation, which we want to keep people away from the rotation. because we want to get them used to maintaining that mobility to work through range. So that's the load explode. It's simple, it's easy, it's part of the progression from the toss across. You can use it with every client you have in some way, shape, or form. Even if you slow it down and just have somebody go from here to here, walk up. From here to here, walk up. If you have an older client, you don't have to go ham on the entire part of that progression. You can regress a portion of it. So, listen, send me emails, send me questions. I don't have all the answers, but I most certainly will provoke thought. So until next time, this is Coach Massi from Massi-Machado Strength and Conditioning, M2 Speed, Strength and Performance. Greatness is forged, not fabricated, and that's your day.